What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So it's that time of the week. It's my weekly rotation. It's week number 32. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday is kind of one of my favorite fragrances. It was just an easy reach. I saw it sitting on my desk and I grabbed it. Salvatore Ferragamo, Acqua Essenziale Blue. I don't know what I could say about this fragrance that I haven't said in the past. I just love it. It smells great. It's versatile. It performs. And it's cheap. And it was easy to reach for. So Salvatore Ferragamo, Acqua Essenziale Blue. And then out the shower that evening, one I haven't sprayed in a while. This is pretty much its main use for me. It's from Penguin Ice Blue. One that I just love spraying out the shower. It's very woody and aquatic. Kind of generic, but it smells good and it's cheap. I like spraying the cheap, fresh aquatic fragrances out the shower for sure. Way I don't waste any sprays on anything else, because stuff like this is just perfect right out the shower. It's nice and fresh. It does the job. And it's Penguin Ice Blue. Next on Tuesday, now this is one that I recently got in my Mass Appealing Fragrances haul. I'll actually put that video right there if you haven't checked that one out yet. Performer. That's a good way to put it. I still need to do a full review on it. I did write all my notes down. I just need to shoot the video for the new release from Salvatore Ferragamo called Ferragamo. Very violet leaf heavy, very herbaceous, blue type of smell with a fantastic atomizer, as you can see. Man, I really enjoy this one. I do. It's got a slight bubblegumness in the opening from the sage, but it's mostly violet leaf heavy. It's fresh without being too fresh. It's dense, but far from being very dense. I know it's just another blue fragrance, but I think it's a very versatile. I mean, blue fragrances are versatile, but season-wise, you can do this one year-round. A couple of sprays during the summer, and you can go heavy in the winter. It's a decent fragrance. I know I got mixed reviews when it came out, but I'm digging this. You guys know I like a good blue fragrance, and it's a good blue fragrance for sure. I got it on FragranceNet a couple of weeks ago for 29 bucks. It didn't even have a picture, full presentation. Be on the lookout. If you're looking for something new and blue to dive into, get Ferragamo. It's a pretty good fragrance. And then out the shower that night, just wanted something fresh and citrusy. I had used my citrus bar of soap from Hagwood Soap Company, and I was just smelling like oranges. So I said, hey, let's keep that going with Gap Yuzu and Chino, which basically smells like oranges. So worked out. Very fresh, very citrusy. Gap makes these decent out the shower cheapy little fragrances. They just smell good when you're fresh and clean. And this is one of my favorites. Out the shower that night, Gap Yuzu and Chino. Moving into Tuesday, don't know what made me want to grab it. Is just one of those fragrances I was in the mood for. So from Mancera, Oud Blue Notes. It wasn't even, I mean, it was a couple of boxes back in my little stack of Mancera boxes right there. And I just, I'm in the mood for something Mancera. Started digging, saw this, and boom. Violet and orris, heavy, fruits. Smells great, powdery dry down. You know, I like a good floral fragrance with a powdery dry down. Oh man, some good stuff too. Underrated, because it doesn't really get featured or talked about much. Not the easiest one to find. It pops up all over the place for decent prices sometimes. And one that you got to really enjoy, heavy violet and orris, because it is powdery, it is floral. This can definitely be unisex. It's not the most masculine fragrance, but if you like florals, it's a very good, easy to get niche floral fragrance. Mancera Oud Blue Notes. One of my favorites that I just don't wear enough, and I'm glad I got to wear this past week. So really enjoyed it. And then out the shower that night, it was time for a good shave. So I actually grabbed my Happy Land Barbershop set from Strike Gold Shave, and this is the aftershave splash for that set. Strong enough for a little while that, yeah, no need to really spray anything. I didn't even spray Happy Land Barbershop after because I was going to bed in about an hour, hour and a half, and didn't need it just radiating off of my chest all night while I was sleeping. So this was plenty. Really good skin feel. Has just a little bit of sting from the alcohol in it. For those of you wet shavers out there, check Strike Gold Shave because it's not sold on the Happy Land site, which is still down. But check Strike Gold Shave if you want to check this out because it's a really good collaboration using the Happy Land Barbershop oils. Moving into Wednesday, actually ran into my buddy Steve, Fragrance Fanatic, and scooped up this fragrance, and I ended up making it my scent of the day. It's from Zaharoff, Chrome Aqua. I just did a full review of this one. If you want to check that out, put that right there for you. Steve actually recently launched his own fragrance company called Kingdom Fragrances. I'll have Steve's channel, Fragrance Fanatic, and a link to Kingdom Fragrances down below. If you want to check out some of his selection, he's got close to 200 fragrances available, and all of his prices are equivalent to, or in a lot of cases, $1 or $2 better than FragranceNet after the coupon code. So definitely don't sleep on that if you're looking for a good deal on a small amount of niche, but mostly designer releases at a really good price. And this one, like I said, check out that full review if you want me to go more into detail. But you know, it runs a race with Chrome Sport for my favorite flanker that I've tried from the Zaharoff Chrome line. I really love the Chrome Sport flanker, as a lot of you already know. And like I said, close race, kind of a 1A, 1B with Chrome Aqua. I think this was a great release from last year. It smells wonderful, and that's Chrome Aqua. And then out the shower that night, my favorite out the shower fragrance, Nautica Classic. Eventually we're going to get through this bottle, and I got a backup bottle and a vintage bottle, so never going to run out of it because it's a must-have for me. You know, it's a nostalgic fragrance. I thoroughly enjoy the way this one smells, and you see it more times than not on this weekly rotation. So out the shower that night, Nautica Classic. Moving into Thursday, I was so excited to wear this one. I loved every second of it. I refreshed heavier than the initial application just to smell it all over again. Full review coming within the next day or two. I did already shoot the video, just got to release it for you guys. From Juliet Has a Gun, their newest release, Lipstick Fever. Man, do I love this fragrance. And just a little quick sneak peek for you guys. Look at this atomizer. Oh. God, I smell it. Raspberry floating. Atomizer's on par with Dior, possibly even better. And the smell on this one is unique. I've never smelled a lipsticky iris with so much raspberry. This is marketed for women, but it's very, very unisex because of that cedar and patchouli in this one. Make sure you check out my full review coming either Monday or Tuesday. Be on the lookout for it, because I'll tell you right now, I love this fragrance. This is such a good release. If you like iris, you're gonna need to check out Lipstick Fever. And then out the shower that night, Ed Hardy, Hearts and Daggers. Eventually I'm gonna run out of this one and have to bust out my backup bottle too. I'm starting to make my way through it. The atomizer's kind of crapping out a little bit. Whew. Still puts it out though. The top note's starting to spoil just a tiny bit, but after about 20 or 30 seconds that goes away. Just like my bottle of Ed Hardy Love and Luck, because I've had these bottles for 10 and 11 years. So they're old. These used to sit on the counter in my bathroom, which is a big no-no because of the hot, cold. Big no-no. Don't store your fragrances that way. I didn't know any better a decade ago. But Ed Hardy Hearts and Daggers out the shower. Decent casual wear. But nowadays, I just enjoy wearing it out the shower. And moving into Friday. So this is probably my favorite fougere that I own. I'm not going to say it's the best one on the market because that's very subjective. But to me, in my opinion, for all the fougères that I have, I think Scandal Parfum Cologne from Roger Parfums is the best one in my collection. It is my favorite. I do have several. I just love the just quality of this. It's just the right amount of projection where I've got a decent sillage going, but I'm not filling a room. I'm not going to annoy anybody. It smells fantastic, masculine, slightly matured without smelling old man. Whew. Very herbaceous, very spicy. very fresh up top. This is just a good fragrance. It's my favorite from the line. I like it more than Elysium and more than Creation E. And I love Creation E. This whole line's good. I gotta be completely honest. Not cheap. They're pretty pricey. You can get them in that $230 range. After the $5 coupon code from Venba Fragrances, that link's below as well if you want to check out some, you know, a lot of these niche fragrances at wholesale prices. That's where I would suggest checking that out. Links below if you want to check them out. They have this in stock. They have, I believe, the entire line in stock. Don't know if they restocked on Aventus yet or not. I had a buddy wanted to order some Aventus the other day on Thursday, and we checked and they were out of stock. So stock's constantly rolling in and out. So if you're on the market for some good niche fragrances at a good price, make sure to check them out. But the performance on this one is stellar. There was no need for a refresh that day. Even when I went to the gym that evening, I could still smell the dry down. And that was every bit of 10, 11 hours later. Scandal Parfum Cologne was a fantastic fragrance. And then out the shower that night, I had said in a recent video that I was going to purposely wear this because it's one of my wife's favorites just to prove a point. Sure enough, she absolutely loves the way this cheapo fragrance from Gap smells. Gap Core Man. Very, very complimented from one specific person. From my wife. She loves the way it smells. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, I want to say 2 years ago, or it might have been this past Christmas actually. Yeah, it was this past Christmas. Got me this and Yuzu and Chino and labeled them from my 2 and 3-year-old nephews. You know how that goes. But you know, cheap little fragrance like this. Actually, wife loves it. It's something about weird little fragrances like this that she loves. And out the shower was Gap Core Man. And then finally yesterday, Independence Day, July 4th, also game day because I had to work till 2 o'clock. The downside of being in the car business sometimes. On Saturday, I was just in the mood for it. Kajal Homme. Extremely, extremely fresh. You know, this was the hottest weather I ever wore this fragrance in since I got this in at the beginning of the year. And I was curious to see if it would get overbearingly cloying because it's hot as all hell over here now. We're clipping well over 100 with the heat index after the humidity. You know, we're 108, 110 every day. And I sprayed it relatively heavy. I think I had 6 or 7 sprays on, didn't get cloying at all. Came home, changed, was going to my uncle's for barbecue and pool party afterwards and reapplied just to do it. Hot as all hell, 2 hours away over there too. Did not get cloying. Smelled fresh, smelled great. Got a compliment from every single person there that got within range and could smell me. Because this stuff is great. It's versatile. It's fresh. It's a little powdery without being overly powdery because it has that tonka bean dry down. The oud is far from overbearing but detectable. It's a little floral. It's very, very, very fresh up top. This smells just as expensive as this bottle looks. Okay? This stuff is great. If I was to suggest one fragrance to try or get from Kajal, it's Kajal Homme. Probably the most versatile fragrance from their collection. And that was what I wore yesterday for July 4th. And then out the shower last night. Quick, easy spray, cheap. Kindred Goods, Marine Water, and Driftwood. Aquatic and woody. That's kind of my thing out the shower. Man, decent fragrance. And you can get them cheap. Out the shower, Kindred Goods, Marine Water, and Driftwood. Well, that was everything I wore for week number 32. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. So, the Juliet Has a Gun review was shot in 60 frames per second because I did ask for feedback on if you guys were bothered by the in and out focus from 60 frames per second from the last couple videos. I had more go back to 30 FPS than I had oh it don't bother me. So as you can see, the autofocus and you know I'm back to 1080p with no 60 frames per second. It's unfortunate because I did like the fluidity of it, but this is a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, not a DSLR camera. This is a phone, so I'm limited to what I can do. It does have some cool advanced features for a phone, for sure, but doesn't have the advancements of changing lenses and, you know, different settings like a DSLR camera would. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to that, but I do appreciate everybody's feedback. on that. So the lipstick fever video was shot in 60 FPS, so you have one more video to go through with the autofocus going in and out. But that was just a little quick sidebar. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, very confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.